Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We should all just take a deep breath, I feel like. And thank God that we are here. I'm actually serious. Let's just take a deep breath. Thank God that we are here. Thank God that we made it through another week. Thank God that some of us made it here before the storm this evening. Thank God that those who made it through the storm made it through the storm. And we're here together in community with this lovely crew to celebrate a warm and stormy Shabbat in July. Thank God that we're here. Again, if we don't know each other, I'm Rabbi Eliana Fischel. I'm joined on the bima, but not currently, but she's going to come back, I promise, or else it's really not going to sound as good this service. Cantor Susan Bortnick. We want to be able to make sure her guitar is heard, so she's going to be right back with that mic. And we are obviously joined by all of you. So you know us, but you might not know some of the people near you. I'm also going to give a disclaimer this evening that my son is here without any other adult responsible for him but me. So it's going to be a great night, and if you see him dive bomb off anything, you can just feel free to grab him. That would be really helpful for me in my life and in my relationship with my husband and in all things. So you know me, you know my son who's running around in a rainbow shirt, but you might not know some people near you. So if you could actually take a moment now that you're settled and perhaps even get up and meet someone new and share what brought you here tonight. Perhaps what brought you here tonight is that you come here every single Friday, and where else would you be? Perhaps you're remembering someone tonight. Perhaps you're celebrating a wedding, an upcoming wedding, or whatever. So feel free to turn to someone near you, say hello, and say what brought you in here tonight.
No music.
I think that's good. I think that's great. Oh my God, I want to go to Get Down so badly. Could we actually? Do you want to? How do you want to bring them back? Do you want to bring back the Nigun? You know, Agnes is on him. I feel confident. Oh, don't do dinosaur. It's okay. So no, it's okay. I know, but still. Why don't we do you want to do the Nigun back to it, or do you want to just do Lachun Ranana back into it, like a yellow page number? Do you want to do an intro to Lachun Ranana and then? Okay, and then do a Shabbat poem? Sounds good.
Can I share your book?
Yeah. For sure. There we go. All right. I think it's time. We'll begin this evening with a little bit of spoken prayer. Let's turn to page 6. We're in the middle of the page. And we can pray these words together as one community. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. We continue on page 12. First, we're going to do a slight child song.
Ezra?
Ezra.
Hey, Ezra, who's there? Ezra?
I think not.
Okay.
Wait, no, that wasn't Ezra.
We're going to turn to page 12 for
We'll come back to that one if we get him.
Come and let us sing joyously to Adonai. We're on page 12.
Nari
and Kiel Gadol. Kiel Gadol Adonai umelech Gadol kol Elohim asher biyado mekirei haaretz v'toach otarim lo asher biyado mekirei haaretz v'toach otarim lo. One more time, yalalai, yalalai.
We'll continue in the middle of page 17, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu.
Romemu, Romemu, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu, ve'hishachavu lahadom raglav kadoshu. Romemu, Romemu, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu, ve'hishachavu lehar kodsho, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Romemu, Romemu, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu, ve'hishachavu lahadom raglav kadoshu. Romemu, Romemu, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu, ve'hishachavu lehar kodsho, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu.
We turn to page 20 and 21 for Lecha Dodi, this poem that's written in the 15th century in Sfat in the north of Israel. And as the story goes, the worshipers there the mystics there would go out to the hills and would welcome Shabbat in full white clothing and would sing this poem out loud into the hills, into the wild, welcoming Shabbat into their souls, into their hearts, and really with their bodies. And so we do the same this evening. We're in this room, we're not on a hill, but we're going to join together in verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And when we get to verse 9, we're going to rise and turn towards the door and actually greet Shabbat with our bodies and see how that feels to welcome Shabbat with our whole selves. Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi. L'Shemo Tiferet Velitila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pene Shabbat Nekabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pene Shabbat Nekabela Likrat Shabbat lechuvenecha ki mekor haberacha. Mirosh mikedem nisu Shabbat Chila Lechadodi Likad Kala Pene Shabbat Nekabela Lechadodi Likad Kala Pene Shabbat Nekabela Hitorvi Kiva Ore Kumi Ori Uri Shida Beri Kivoda Dona La Yikla Lechadodi Likad Kala Pene Shabbat Nekabela Lechadodi Likad Kala Pene Shabbat Nekabela Believe Shalom Ateret Bala Gam Besimcha Uvtzola Tochem Am Segula Boichala Lechadodi Likad Kala Pene Shabbat Nekabela Lechadodi Likad Kala Pene Shabbat Nekabela.
You may be seated. We turn to page 24 for Shalom Alechem, usually a table song for Shabbat where we imagine some angels following us home from services and joining our Shabbat table. And so we welcome all who join us for Shabbat with Shalom Alechem.
Shalom Aleichem, Aleichem Hasharet, Ma'acheyon, Mimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem leShalom, Aleichem Hashalom, Ma'acheyon, Mimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu Ni leShalom, Aleichem Hashalom, Ma'acheyon, Mimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Motzeitchem leShalom, Aleichem Hashalom, Ma'acheyon, Mimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We turn to page 28 for our call to worship Baruch Hu, and we rise.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. We continue on page 30 as we join together in a melody that I introduced last week. And so we're going to try it again. In fact, why don't you have a seat? It makes it easier when we're learning something new. It's on page 32, excuse me. And this melody there's a refrain, and it's the very beginning of the Hebrew, Oh Ahavat Olam. And this melody, this prayer, is about love. And it's going to lead us into Shema. And what I love about this section of Ahavat Olam and Shema and Ve'ahavta is it's all love, right? This is the love of God for the Jewish people by giving us the mitzvot and the commandments and the Torah. And then Ve'ahavta is the love of the Jewish people for God, in that we teach our children all of everything that we have been granted and given. And so this section is really a wonderful section. And so as we sing this melody, we'll sing it a few times so that you can get the chorus down. And it works really well if I sing it and you repeat after me, or you can sing with me, whatever you would like. And this melody is a beautiful melody that I just learned recently, and we'll do it a few times so you can get it. Because really, as we sing the melody and as we embrace ourselves in these words, I invite you to also think of the person in your life who makes you feel the most loved, and feel their embrace come around you and hold you as we are singing this melody. Ahavat olam, ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu, Otan, and then together, Limadeta. Good, let's try it again. Ahavat olam, Beit Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Beit Yisrael, Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu, Otanu. Together, Limadeta. Good, let's try together. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu, Limadeta. We'll come back to that. Aken Adonai Eloheinu, Yishofenu Kumenu, Nasiach Bechukecha, V'nitzmach b'divrei Toratecha, U'b'mitzvotecha, Le'olam ba'ed ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu, Limadeta. We'll come back. When we lie down, when we rise up, this joy will last forever. When we lie down, when we rise up, this joy will last forever. Forever. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu, Limadeta. One more time. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu, Limadeta. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
May be seated. We're on page 36.
Ve'ahavta Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'vlechtecha v'derech u'shochbecha u'vkumecha u'kshartam leyot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'chtavtam amezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti echem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem. Amen.
On the top of page 39, we'll read together. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. We turn the page and join together for Mi Chamocha.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot, oseh who is like you? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? When Moses and the children crossed the sea, they sang to you with songs of joy. Who is like you, Adonai? Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh.
On page 42, we find our prayer for protection and shelter. This blessing that was created at a time when there wasn't electricity, and so the evening was really a time to be scared, a time when you really needed protection and shelter. And often with modern technologies like the light, we don't think about it. We don't think about the fears of the evening until we have an evening like we just had, and it seems like it's clearing up. But earlier when we were in the lobby, some thunder was crashing, and the little kids all went like that. And actually all of you went like this. And and me too. I think there's moments like this, particularly in storms, when we get a little bit back to our roots, where we get that little bit of a startle of, oh my God, am I okay? Oh my God, am I safe? What's happening? And is it coming from above? Where is it coming from? And so we say these words, actually every night if you want to remind ourselves that we are protected, we are sheltered, literally and figuratively, with God as our shelter, and we're okay, we're safe. Hashkivenu.
And we're going to sing the very last few lines. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Let's try that again. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukkot shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukkot shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom aleinu. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael.
We turn the page for V'shamru B'nai Yisrael, that the people of Israel guarded Shabbat just as we honor and celebrate Shabbat this evening.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat la'asor et haShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat la'asor et haShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. B'ni u'bein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam. B'ni u'bein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat la'asor et haShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat la'asor et haShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. U'bayom ha'shevi Shabbat vayinafash. U'bayom ha'shevi Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat la'asor et haShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat la'asor et haShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. L'dorotam berit olam. L'dorotam berit olam.
That feels like Shabbat. We turn to page 46 and rise for our Amidah.
Adonai sefatai tiftahu fi agitehi latecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot B'Imahot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor leolam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah Rab lehoshia, Morid hatal, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofeh cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit umechaya, Umatzmiach Yeshua, B'ne'eman atah lachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
You may be seated. Continue with a prayer for Shabbat on the top of page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. It is a tradition here at Washington Hebrew that we celebrate the wonderful things that are happening in our lives, so that we celebrate our simchas, our smachot, our joys. And so we have a big one tonight. But before we get to that one, we would love a few simchas that have happened in your life. They can be big or small, something that's happened recently in your life that we would love to celebrate. And when we hear that simcha, we'll respond as a community with Modim Anachnu Lach. We are grateful because part of being in community means when one of us has a joy, we all get to experience that joy. How lucky are we? So who has a simcha to share this evening? Any other simchas? Yes. A new grandson? Mazel tov. For new life, we say, Modim Anachnu Lach. Anyone else? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Beautiful. So for not so new family, but for exciting times to join together, we say Modim Anachnu Lach. Cliff. That's right. That's right. You shared that with me earlier. Happy birthday to them for another year around the sun. Modim Anachnu Lach. Anna. Wow. So for impending exciting things, amazing. And for people that we love, finding the person that they love, we say Modim Anachnu Lach. And with that, we have a very exciting simcha to share. So for all of the little miracles in our life, we'll say together a resounding Modim Anachnu Lach. And Cantor, I'll turn it over to you.
Perfect. So I would like Lucy and Rich to join me here on the bima. So in just 6 short weeks, but who's counting, Lucy and Rich will find themselves together in the Adirondacks underneath a chuppah. And I will have the privilege of joining them on that day in August. And it was important to Lucy to be able to celebrate this simcha not just in the Adirondacks with family, but also here in her community where she was raised. And so you can face me, it's okay. I mean, you can face them too, but you know. Lucy and Rich, over the last few months, we have had the opportunity to get to know each other and to talk about what your future marriage looks like. And what I have noticed among the two of you is how supportive you are of each other. Through difficult times, through joyous times, you are there side by side, offering comfort, offering Kleenexes, offer whatever it may be. And what we saw just now was what I find most wonderful about the two of you is that there's always a smile. Even when times might be tough after a loss, even when times might be difficult because between work and school and everything else, there's just always so much going on, but yet the two of you are able to smile and just enjoy each other and enjoy life. And so on the eve of the eve of the eve, 6 weeks out of your wedding, it is my hope that you will always be able to continue to smile and to hold each other and to support each other and to find love with each other and to offer each other Kleenexes in the years to come. And so we have a blessing to say over you. And I should say that Lucy in particular has been, every detail matters. And so we spent a good amount of time today talking about taluses and big and large taluses, big and small taluses, and and it was important to Lucy. No, this is important though. It was important to Lucy, and Rich. I think because it was important to Lucy, it was important to Rich. Yes, that the feeling of being enveloped. Right, and the talus, that's why we're commanded to wear the talus, right, is that it is representative of the mitzvot and all that God has given to us, as we sang about in Ahavat Olam earlier. And so when we wrap ourselves in that talus, and especially when we are wrapped side by side in them, in that talus, we are able to remember physically what it takes to not only be a good person, but also to create a good marriage. And so as you are wrapped in this large talus, yeah, that's the large one. Kol sason v'kol simcha, a voice of joy and a voice of gladness. We rejoice with you, Lucy and Rich, on this Shabbat, as you prepare in just a few short weeks to enter the chuppah. May you know much joy and gladness throughout your years together, and strength of spirit for times of sorrow and hardship. We pray that your new home will be filled with delight and laughter and unending devotion for each other. May you build a Jewish home based on ma'asim tovim, acts of goodness. And may you be blessed with happiness, love, and shalom, peace. And I invite you as a congregation to repeat after me. Baruch atah Adonai. Blessed are you, God, for this opportunity to celebrate together. And blessed are you, God, for all the joyous moments we share as a community and for the joy of this loving couple. And so following the priestly blessing, not yet, but following the priestly blessing, I will step aside. And we hope that this moment, this sacred moment, this moment of blessing and simcha, as all our joys should be celebrated with sweetness, I invite you, once I move aside, to make this moment filled with sweetness. All right. Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasim lecha shalom. Shalom. May you be blessed. May you be safe. May you be luminous, and may you be loved. And always may you be joyous, and may you find wholeness. And we say together, Amen. Go for it. Lucy. No. That's her mom. I don't know, but something around there. Yes. 30th.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you. But wait, don't go anywhere.
And before you go, it's my understanding that you've had a really big birthday, or you have a really big birthday. When is that? In a week? You turn 30 in a week. So there, for so many things, my goodness, a mini amount of Torah, and then I'm going to bless you again, okay? That this week in our Torah portion, the Israelites are about to cross over the Jordan River into the Promised Land, and they are anticipating everything that lies before them and what this life is going to be before them. And so I bless you for your 30th birthday, but also in this moment, Mishaberach Avotenu V'Imotenu, the one who blessed our ancestors, bless you, Lucy, for a lifetime of promised lands, for so many different chapters and so many different journeys with Rich and independently, that may you go around the sun again and again and again, and may each year find a different promised land. And we say together, Amen.
And
Mazel tov.
your home, we have a mezuzah, and for your birthday, you get a sun-kissed. Here, wait. Here, you can have a sun-kissed too.
We can be so generous to give you. Yeah, for sure. Awesome. It's like a landmine up here.
I know. We'll invite everyone who wants to come get candy at the end of the service.
Yes, and just as that candy rained down upon us, Shalom Rav on page 60 talks about peace raining down upon our world, upon our community, upon each of us. A great peace.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atah melech Adon lecho hashalom. Ki atah melech Adon lecho hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael v'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai hamevarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
We take a moment for our own silent prayer, whatever it is that we have to share, for whatever blessings we have in our lives. We take a moment to think of them and to be grateful.
You are the one, for this I pray, that I may have the strength to be alone, to see the world, to stand among the trees and all the living things, that I may stand alone and offer prayers and talk to you. You are the one to whom I do belong, and I'll sing my soul, I'll sing my soul to you, and to give you all that's in my heart. Oh, say shalom b'mromav, oh, yeah, say shalom. all the world. You are the one to whom we do belong, and we'll sing our souls, we'll sing our souls to you, and give you all that's in our hearts.
When we're in community, we don't only celebrate our joys, but we also are there for each other in our struggles. We're there for each other when we need support and when we need some lifting up, and when we are caring for people who need support and need lifting up, which we know takes a toll on each of us as well. And so you can find our prayer for healing on page 253. And as we get there, if you have a name to lift up this evening, someone who is in need of healing, whether it is mind, body, or spirit, I'll ask that you share that name out loud with our community as my eyes meet yours. And this evening, our Washington Hebrew community is thinking of Ira Stein, Shelley Contract, Lori Pollock Contract. We turn to the words on page 253, Misha Berach, for all of those names and the names that we hold in our hearts.
And let us say, Amen. Mishe berach imotenu mekor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
They just don't understand, do they? These are the words that Emily Webb in Our Town says to the stage manager of the play. This play by Thornton Wilder is set in Grover's Corner, a fictional town in America that is seen as kind of boring. Nothing much happens in the town, lots of little things. And halfway through the play, Emily passes away. And in the land of the dead, she pleads to the stage manager if she could go back to Earth for just one day. If she could go back for just one day. And the stage manager really tells her not to. The other people, the other souls in the land of the dead tell her not to. And she's insistent. And so he says, fine, you can go, but choose a day that doesn't matter. Choose a day that means nothing to you. And she was like, really? I think I should choose an important day. No, choose a day that means nothing to you. And she says, okay, my 12th birthday. She goes back to her 12th birthday. And everyone wakes up in the morning, and she immediately sees how her parents say good morning to each other without looking at each other in the face. And then she sees how each one of them, herself included, goes about her life, goes about their lives, without actually interacting with one another, without taking in each other's faces, without taking in the moments, the little moments that we take for granted each and every day. and she comes back. She can't take it anymore. She thinks she's going to stay the day. She lasts about an hour and says, I can't take it anymore. I have to go back. And she turns to the stage manager and says, they just don't understand, do they? We might not understand. They might not understand in Grover's Corners, and certainly we might not understand. But there's a hint in this week's Torah portion that seems to think that our tradition does understand, that somehow our tradition gets it just a bit. And so, as I mentioned earlier, in our Torah portion this week, the Israelites are on the precipice of the Promised Land. We still have a whole other book of Deuteronomy, but that's a lot of retelling. And so they're looking out over the river, they're looking towards the Promised Land, and they start to recount the journeys that they've made from Egypt till now, from Egypt to the Promised Land, or to the river, to the Jordan River. So a little Jew quiz here this evening. Let's name some of the things that have happened from since they were in Egypt till now, till the Promised Land. Egypt to Promised Land. Some things that have happened, just yell them out. Cross the Red Sea, golden calf. Who said the Torah? The Torah! You would think the Torah, receiving Torah at Mount Sinai, was included in their stops along the way. It's not. It's not included. The Red Sea is included. Where the golden calf happened is included. But they don't say that they stopped at Sinai. They don't say that they received Torah at Sinai or they received the commandments at Sinai. They seem to leave it out. And so our commentators have a good time with this, and they say, why? Like, why leave out Sinai? And one commentator wrote, because once the Israelites received Torah, it was without space and without time. Once the Israelites received Torah, it was as if Sinai existed in every place and in every time. Summer feels like it's supposed to be an entire season of Sinais. We have Memorial Day and July 4th and Labor Day, and if you're on social media, it feels like everyone is in the most amazing place wearing a great bikini and just having a joyous time with huge smiles. And for those of us whose summer looks a little bit different than that, it might feel like we're missing out on the Sinai. We're missing out on the big moments that we're supposed to have in our summer that mean that we're really resting correctly and we're really vacationing correctly. And our Torah teaches that actually we can make Sinai everywhere. Right? We don't have to go to the beach, although I'm heading there next week and I can't wait. We don't need to go on big trips. We don't need to have the amazing parties or amazing time with family. We can create Sinai wherever we are. This week was not a Sinai week for me, let me tell you. My nanny is away. My daughter is sick. As you saw, you didn't see this, but my babysitter didn't show up this evening, hence my son being here. It was not exactly a Sinai week. And yet, there were moments. I did not catch them all. I'm not going to pretend like I did. But there were moments. There are moments of holiness even in a week that is so hard. There's moments when a baby who's feverish lays on you and falls asleep. My God, is that holy? There are moments of being with families in need and being able to actually be there for people when they don't know what else to do. There are moments of laughter and joy and smiles on a playground, or laughter and joy and smiles over drinks with a friend that can become Sinais of our lives. There's no need to mention the mountain. It happens each and every day as long as we see it. Leah Goldberg, a very famous 20th century, I believe, Israeli author, puts it better than I ever could. And so a poem by Leah Goldberg. The path is so lovely, said the boy. The path is so hard, said the lad. The path is so long, said the man. The grandfather sat on the side of the path to rest. Sunset paints his gray head gold and red. The grass glows at his feet in the evening dew. Above him, the day's last bird sings. Will you remember how lovely, how hard, how long was the path? You said, day chases day and night, night. In your heart, you said, now the time has come. You see evenings and mornings visit your window, and you say, there is nothing new under the sun. Now with the days you have whitened and aged, your days numbered and tenfold dearer, and you know, every day is the last under the sun. And you know, every day is new under the sun. Let's understand just a little bit more. Shabbat Shalom. We turn to page 282 and rise for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tet gadol l'otzer bereshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
You may be seated. If only those who we have loved and lost could come back for just an hour of a day. If only we could see them again and they could witness us not seeing our lives. If only we could have them in just a little bit of a way. Instead, when we join together in community, we lift up their names and lift up their memories each and every time we join together. And so today, Washington Hebrew remembers Martin S. Abel, Bertram Abramson, Isidore J. Adland, Benjamin April, David A. Baer, James J. Blatt, Bolsla H. Brodecki, Elaine Ruth Burke, Eleanor Castleman, Gerson Cohen, Max Cohen, Eileen Cole, Louis Crown, Gertrude Atlas Draymond, Edmund W. Dreyfus, Selma Edlovich, Samuel Einstein, Lenora Eisenman, Ronald Esserman, Fanny Feld, Josephine Sachs Fisher, Irving Fogel, Bessie Frank, Sarah A. Freeman, Peter Gilman, Michael Gluckstein, Hyman Goldberg, Sullivan William Gordon, Louis B. Greenberg, Emmanuel Hanlon, Melvin Hartstall, Sidney Lawrence Hetchinger, Jack Heidenheimer, Gabriel S. Herr, Herman Hertzberg, Fanny B. Jacobs, Robert S. Jacobs, Bernice Jaffe, Hannah Clark Kahn, Sam Cass, Morris S. Kiminker, George M. Klein, Selma Sis Kolker, Charlotte Speck Kramer, Manuel Kraus, J. John Crystal, Meryl G. Kronheim, Bessie Abel Lehrman, Shirley Kaplan Lesser, Daisy Marks Lewis, Alter Lipnick, Sidney B. Lust, Ben Lyons, Robert Marks, William Michaelis, Jeffrey Leon Miller, Hyman J. Minkoff, Lillian Morse, Joseph Moser, Earl Mullitz, David Samuel Notes, Jacob Ostrow, Samuel Joseph Parks, Max Pakin, Bertha Pincus, Samuel Max Pine, Anna Prokesh, Abraham Rice, Franklin Roberts, Ethel E. Rosenberg, Hubert Schlossberg, Stanford Z. Rothschild III, Ethel Sachs, Isidore Sachs, Ida Solomon, Elfrida W. Sarazin, Sue F. Silverman, Frida Silverman, Jenny Seisler, Sylvan Stein, Deborah Ann Steinberg, Betty Stern, Lena Strauss, Amy Ward, Helen J. Weinberg, Abe Weiner, Rose Wertheimer, Alma B. Young, and those recently laid to rest: Stanley Eisman, Kenneth Lindy, Florence Lillian Pepper Schott, Erwin Monsign, Barbara Sheriff Shockett, Daniel Levy, Rosalie Ricky Marks, Robert Langle, David Cantor, Daphne Bloomberg, Michael Wagner, Elaine Evans, Stephanie Selinger Rothschild, Jane Hochberg, and Irving Mises. If I have inadvertently mispronounced the name of your loved one, or if you have another name to add to our memorial this evening, I'll ask that you share that name out loud with our community at this time. We turn to page 294 and rise as one community for Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal vidkadash shemei rabba. Ve'alma divrach yurte ve'amlich malchute. B'chayachon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kari v'yimru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mivarach leolam ulalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudasha b'rechu. Le'ela minkol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Ta'aniran v'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing, and we say together, amen. You may be seated. A few announcements to share before we join together in Challah and Kiddush. On July 21st, that's next weekend, we welcome our newest clergy, thank God, Rabbi Rachel Schmelkin. We're so excited to have her. As she leads the congregation in her first Shabbat service with Washington Hebrew, please join us and welcome her with open arms. The next day, July 22nd, join us right here at Temple for our next Young Family Shabbat and picnic for some fun and bagels. And keep an eye out for high holiday ticket orders. That's right, that's happening. Details to be released very soon. And please take a copy of This Week with you. You can check out the QR code on the This Week and see everything that we have to offer on our website. And every Shabbat, we increase our joy by reciting Kiddush. This is a moment when we remember the miracle of the Exodus and celebrate our freedom. We invite all children who are present, and we thank God for Agnes, who has been hanging out with my son, to come forward and lead us in the Kiddush. May the vision of these young people give us strength, pride, and hope in a brighter future.
I know.
Bummer.
All right.
Eating.
Ezra, you want to hold the Kiddush cup? No? Oh. He did this morning. I mean, you have a cookie? All right, well, that's more important, I guess. All right, it's not often that we get to give the honor of chanting the Kiddush to somebody else, because we often have B'nai Mitzvah kids, and we have no B'nai Mitzvah kids. Is there anyone else who would like to lead Kiddush tonight? We'll all sing with you. Anyone? All right, fine, I'll lead you. Okay, here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza banu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereshit. Ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim. Ki vanu v'achata v'yotanu kidashta mikol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha me'ahava uvratzon hinechaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat l'chaim. All right. Do you want to take a sip of the grape juice? On behalf of all of us, you want to drink the grape juice? Perfect. Take a sip. Take a sip. Drink it.
It's all yours.
All yours.
Delicious.
It's a lot of grape juice, but you can have more. Yay. All right.
And we'll join together in Motzi. Well done, Ava. You're a pro. Do you want to do it? Oh, okay. Let's join together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. B'te'avon.
Ava, thank you.
Should we bless?
Sure. And while we have our children up here, we're going to bless you all. Come on up here, mister. Oh, I see. Well,
Yeah, it's more fun to play in the chairs.
We're going to bless Ava and Cassie. Whenever you're ready, buddy. If your children are here, perhaps you want to put your hand on them. And if your children are not here, perhaps you want to put your hand on your heart and think of them. And if you just love the person next to you, feel free to put your hand on them. And ready. May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. May God's face shine upon you and be gracious and kind to you.
May God turn towards you and grant you peace. Amen. And as my family likes to add, may you be safe and make sure you he's not doing it, make wise decisions. Amen. Thank you guys so much.
And before we sing our concluding song, which I am changing because Ezra is now in the room, just a mazel tov again to the Solaski and Goldberg families, to Rich and Lucy, and to all of your family and friends that join you. I look forward to standing under the chuppah with you very soon. All right, Ezra, are you ready?
If this is not a song you know, perhaps you don't attend Shabbat Sing at the preschool. So,
Who is it?
Who's it? Is it Mommy?
It's Mommy. You're a dinosaur? I had no idea.
I am a dinosaur.
There's a dinosaur knocking at my door. Knocking 1, 2, 3. There's a dinosaur knocking. He's sidetracked by the sugar. Knocks to share Shabbat with me. What do we do first, Ezra? Oh, you really? He did it this morning. First we light the candles, then we drink the grape juice, then we eat the challah, and we all have dinner together. There's a dinosaur, everybody. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door. Knocking 1, 2, 3. There's a dinosaur knocking at my door, and he wants to share Shabbat with me and you and all of us.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Feel free to come get candy.
Yes, please come get candy.